Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Hamiza binti Jablin, and in this video we will be presenting to you about Cement Industry Sabah Sdn Bhd Management. First of all, let's see the company's background. Cement Industry Sabah was incorporated in 1982. The objective of this company is to set up clinker grinding plant at Sepanggar Bay, which focuses on providing cement in the West Sabah. The capacity that they can provide is 500,000 metric tons per year, and there are some joint ventures for this company. The highest one is from SEDCO, which is 50.14%, followed by Tasik Corporation Berhad and SPA. For information, SEDCO stands for Sabah Economic Development Corporation. These are some achievements and highlights of the company. In 1998, they had installed pre-grinding system, which leads them to expand the capacity of cement to 900,000 metric tons per year. In February 2001, they certified as a quality management system. While in April 2009, they set up another bulk terminal at Lahad Datu that supplies cement for the east coast of Sabah.
Assalamualaikum, my name is REZAAZRINAZAWATI binti Stephen, and now I will talk about the vision of Cement Industry Sabah. So the vision is to be the market leader in the manufacturing and distribution of cement in the BIMPEAGA and to contribute to the development of the region. Additional information, BIMPEAGA is stand for Brunei Darussalam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, East Asian Growth Area. The mission of this company is to be a profit-oriented organization ensuring adequate supply and distribution of quality cement in Sabah and the Federal Territory of Labuan at all times so as to contribute to the development of the region.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. I am NURUL binti PHIN, and I will explain about level of management. Management is a group activity, which means that every organization in a cement industry Sabah Sdn Bhd CIS has a few individuals placed at different positions with different responsibilities according to their skills. The level of management determines a chain of command, the amount of authority and status enjoyed by any managerial position. The level of management can be classified in three broad categories. First of all is top-level management. The top-level management is the ultimate source of authority, and it manages goals and policies for an enterprise. It devotes more time in planning and coordinating functions. There are a few roles in top-level management, which is: first, it prepares strategic plans and policies for cement industry Sabah Sdn Bhd. Secondly, it controls and coordinates the activities of all departments. And lastly, it also responsible for maintaining contact with the outside world.
My name is SULIANAH binti SADDISIN. I will continue to explain the next level of management, which is middle level management. So, the branch managers and departmental managers constitute the middle level. They are responsible to the top management for the functioning of their department. They devote more time to the organizational and directional functions. In small organization, there is only one layer of middle level management, but in big enterprises, there may be senior and junior middle level managements. Their roles are execute the plans of the organization in accordance with the policies and directive of the top management, make plans for the subunits of the organization, and participate in employment and training of lower level management. The last level of management is lower level, which is also known as supervisory or operative level of management. It consists of supervisors, foremen, section officers, superintendent, and more. They are concerned with the direction and controlling function of management. Their activities includes assigning jobs and tasks to various workers, guide and instruct workers for day-to-day activities, and last but not least, help to solve the grievances of the workers.
This is an organizational chart for Cement Industry Sabah. The chairman for Cement Industry Sabah is Dato' Japlin bin Hakim, and the senior manager is Mr. Mohamad Sumardi. Cement Industry Sabah is divided into 5 departments, which are the Health, Safety, Environment, Accountant, Marketing Executive, Finance Department, and IT Executive.
Assalamualaikum, my name is MOHAMAD SHAHFIZUL bin DOLLAH, and now I will talk about the skill of top-level managers. First is senior leadership skills. Cement industries want a leader who can understand and encourage their employees and customer. Second is C-suite communication and presentation skills. Mr. Sumati needs C-suite communication skills and be able to converse with people at every level of an organization. Third is change management skills. Mr. Sumati also needs the capability to identify opportunities for change and then lead their organization to execute a new path forward. Last but not least is the decision making. Datuk Japlin, as the chairman, have to make a quick and informed decisions even when they don't have all the necessary information.
Assalamualaikum, my name is NURUL binti SUHAIMI. Next is the skill of the middle manager. Marketing executives are usually part of a larger marketing team whose aim is to raise awareness of new products, brands and services, and a good technique to make sure cement industry Sabah can still produce concept for marketing materials. Finance department is the part of an organization that is responsible for receiving, managing funds and planning for the expenditure of funds on various assets for cement industry Sabah. Next, accounting clerk should have excellent communication and organizational skills. Accountant in cement industry Sabah also has proficiency in accounting, mathematics, computing and data management. IT executive is to oversee the information technology needs of and to ensure system security. IT executive help an organization achieve its overall business goals. The Health, Safety and Environmental HSE officer is responsible for identifying risks arising from the workplace or work processes, having leadership skills to manage other health, safety and environment staff members.
My name is HAKIMAH binti RAZAK. I will explain about skill of lower manager. First, marketing leader. A marketing leader of cement industry Sabah is the one who help plan out the new marketing strategy. Finance supervisor. A finance supervisor of cement industry Sabah is typically in charge of overseeing the budget and financial activity of a company. Next, account clerk. The account clerk of cement industry Sabah is trained professional who record business transaction on behalf of a company or organization. Next, information technology in charge. Information technology in charge of cement industry Sabah is focused on strategy, comprehensive information technology, and customer security management. Last but not least, Health, Safety, Environment Supervisor. Supervisor cement industry Sabah must ensure a safe and helpful workplace for employees, and employees must be able to report unsafe or unhealthy condition to a supervisor without fear.
Now, we move to the planning for policy aspect. Policy is a general guideline by the CEO, Datuk Japlin Hakim, for the staff to make a decision easier. Datuk Japlin will tell them what needs to be done in order to increase the sales and profit. For example, during pandemic, he had controlled the production of cement Sabah to minimize the cost. Next, planning in procedure aspect. Procedure is a step-by-step instruction that are given by the responsible person in the company. For example, each of the employees had been explained about the procedure of the job scope and they need to know the manufacturing process of the cement. Last but not least, for planning is rules and regulation. It describes how a specific action is to be performed and it may apply to specific settings. For example, safety precautions are placed in the entrances and also the gates as a reminder to the workers.
Single-use plan is a strategy for achieving a specific one-time corporate goal. It is a plan developed to address a particular issue or circumstance that vanishes after the project or activity run by cement industry Sabah Sunan Berhad is finished. Single-use plans are made for a short period of times like programs, projects, and budgets. Program is a comprehensive set of activities. For our company, Datuk Japlin Hakim made a tower to cement industry Sabah, Sunan Berhad to know the company's workforce and driving force. I will continue to the next example of single-use plan in cement industry Sabah, Sunan Berhad, which is project. The management approved the expansion plan to double the terminal capacity. The project comprised the construction of identical Harbour and Booker cement packing plant complete with IBAU Harbour cement silo. Lastly is budget. KTC, the finance department, estimate that the project to expand the cement manufacturing plant will require a capital investment of RM 500 million.
From the graphic structure, it gives advantages, that is, allow the employees of CIS to focus more on the company's objective in their specific location. Second is, employees of CIS can build good relationship with the customer, but it also gives disadvantages, that is, production of cement may increase, but cost will also increase. Second is, each division in CIS has its own department that lead to duplicate activities. For example, Sabah Cement Industry set up a terminal at East and West to make it easy to supply cement in both areas.
Now, let's move on to the functional structure. The advantage of a functional structure is that people work together to overcome challenges. For example, CIS and SEDCO are working together to establish a clinker plant. The next advantage is that CIS can minimize the cost of operation by organizing their employees, such as they reduce the chance for multiple departments to complete similar work. The first disadvantage is that employees within CIS departments may work with limited knowledge. Next, there is a lack of communication and too much independence among CIS various departments. This is because they are only loyal to their teams, and this will cause a lack of teamwork and coordination.
Span of management that conduct by Cement Industry Sabah Sdn Bhd is wide span of control. There are some advantage. First is faster communication and coordinate. For example, it allows for quick coordination and decision making. Next, more delegates. The span of control is wider and the manager is responsible for more subordinate. Lastly, lower cost. Manager supervise more people, so company need fewer manager and layer in the organization structure. Besides that, there are also have disadvantage. First, decreased productivity. Manager manage many subordinate and not all manager have the quality to do so. Next, less effective communication. This is because manager need to convey to a lot of people and not all understand it. Lastly, bad decision. For example, delegation allow employees to make decision. However, they may not be good decision making even though they are expert in their job.
Now, let's move on to the locus of decision making. To achieve a solution, decisions that are made according to a plan or rule are referred to as a program decision. For example, CIS have employee dress code, which is to wear safety hat, safety shoes, and also a working uniform. The second example is about developing a work schedule. This is the rules that must be followed by every employee in the CIS so that workers can be on time and make it easier for employees to carry out their tasks correctly. However, non-program decision is unstructured and require higher level management. For example, the CIS company needs to make a decision to cooperate with other company in order to prevent the delay in the shipment of clinker. In this situation, the CIS needs to involve the top management to make the decision as this problem has a long-term effect.
There are multiple motivation theory used by Cement Industry Sabah Sdn Bhd. First of all is the Herzberg's two-factor theory. This theory suggests that individuals have two categories of needs when it comes to work, which is hygiene and motivators. The hygiene aspect of the work environment in which the task is performed. In the reference to a person's workplace, which includes things like working conditions, pay, supervision, and interpersonal relationships. For example, Datuk Japlin Hakim will always visit both companies which are at Sepanggar and Lahad Datu to look for the employee. Aspects of motivators are related to job content. It is also known as the motivator for people to work harder. The achievement of Cement Industry Sabah Sdn Bhd in the Sabah Industry Excellence Award made the employees suffering worldwide.
Next is the leadership theory. The leadership theory from Cement Industry Sabah is the managerial grade. There are 5 styles of the managerial grade, and Cement Industry Sabah use team management as its style of leadership. The leaders have a high concern for people and production in Cement Industry Sabah. Leaders have a strong belief in trust, respect, commitment, and employee empowerment. Leaders foster a healthy work environment. For example, 130 employees of Cement Industry Sabah received COVID-19 vaccination through the Public-Private Partnership Immunization Program, PICAS. Cement Industry Sabah Chairman Datuk Japlin Hakim said this was to ensure all the company staff are protected from COVID-19.
Now let's see the controlling. These are the 4 steps of controlling, and Cement Industry Sabah had followed these steps to have an effective control system. So now we look at the first step. They had set the standards performance by looking at the current economic growth. As known, our country's economic growth had dropped because of the pandemic COVID-19. So they need to produce cement based on the current situation in our country to maximize the cost and avoid from the loss. Secondly, Cement Industry Sabah need to measure the actual performance by looking back the cost of production and the quantity of cement they usually provide. The next step is comparing the actual performance with the standards. The chairman needs to see if the production is still in the right path, which still give profit to the company. Last but not least, they need to respond to the deviations. After comparing the actual performance with the standards, the chairman realized that he needs to take action on it. So Datuk Japlin Hakim had reduced the production of cement in Sabah so that they can minimize the cost and still gain profit on it, even in this bad current situation.
To conclude our presentation, first of all, as a big organization, the cooperation between upper-level individuals and lower-level individuals is one of the most important things to ensure that the vision and mission of the business can be achieved. For example, the chairman of Cement Industry Sabah, Datuk Japlin Hakim, visited the cement factory to know more about the operation, and he also wanted to make sure that the teamwork between all the workers of Cement Industry Sabah is being strengthened throughout their way of work together. All organizations will have their weaknesses and need to improve from time to time. The process of managing a good company by planning, leading, controlling, and communicating important for Cement Industry Sabah, like what we had mentioned throughout this report, will successfully help to achieve this company or any company's their goals. Furthermore, a good leadership will directly lead subordinates to follow the instructions and make them work peacefully without complaining. Lastly, as we know, nowadays the economy is becoming increasingly challenging after the COVID-19 pandemic. As the chairman of Cement Industry Sabah, Datuk Japlin hopes they will continue to strive to make the company a government-owned company capable of generating positive income and helping Sabah's economic regenerations with all the support from all the employees.